It's time for justice.
Order in the court. Order in the court. It's time for justice with Sweet James.
Sweet James Bergener is with us via an ISDN line in Orange County. Matt is also on an ISDN line in Arizona. So this might be interesting.
Yeah, meeting at that bird in the sky to make this thing happen.
Bird in the sky, keep on chirping. All right, James, how are you, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you, Petros? Hey, what's up, money?
Hey, now.
We're fine, Sweet James. Now, please tell us, first and foremost, what is it like for a man like you, a powerful, rich lawyer, to celebrate Super Bowl Sunday? How do you celebrate Super Bowl Sunday that's different than the lay people?
I just like everybody else. Just like everybody, just family and friends.
Can you tell us your plans?
You know, I really don't have any solid plans set.
Like you have nowhere to go? There's nowhere that you're going to eat queso or nachos?
No, I've got a few invites. I don't know what I'm going to do. What are you going to do?
I am going to do a USC basketball game and then go to my Uncle Tommy's house.
Yeah, going to the Wilsons. I go there every year. I don't go to the Super Bowl. I leave the Super Bowl week before the game, and I enjoy going to the party with the St. Hedwig parents where everybody hangs out. Have you ever been to a Super Bowl? You are a man of means, a jet setter of sorts.
He's got nothing, Matt.
Bergener?
He's got nothing. I mean, we sit there and we had our plans right away, ready to rock and roll, and he's still trying to figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah, I don't have any solid plans. I've never been to one.
The heck?
I have no
Should come to
plans.
Phoenix. There's still time.
I've never been to a Super Bowl. That's been Justice with Sweet James. 800-881.
All right, coming up next.
2021 is the number. All right. Let's talk a little bit, Sweet James, about the Super Bowl, because it is the biggest sporting event in the United States. Tickets are, of course, very expensive.
Yes.
Unfortunately, fake tickets are always a problem for people trying to go to the game. What if somebody buys tickets and they turn out to be fake? Obviously, it's a crime and the cops get involved. But who do you sue to get your money back if something like this happens?
You know, Petros, I don't know a few Latin phrases, and caveat emptor is one of them. And that means buyer beware. So if you buy fake tickets, it's kind of on you. So if you go out on the street and you buy it from Dirty Joe, you have to sue Dirty Joe.
Dirty
and where are you going to find him?
Dirty Joe.
Hey, man, you know what? The last time I bought like a pack of Peeps from Dirty Joe, and they were dirty. They
were laced.
They were not up to standards of Peeps. So I've learned my lesson with Dirty Joe. I don't know if everybody else has. So good heads up from James on Dirty Joe.
You got to go through like somebody that guarantees the tickets, like Barry, or is somebody that will,
No, that's it.
will
Just
vouch.
Barry. Just say Barry. We're fine.
Barry.
We're good right there.
Okay,
So that's it. You're just SOL. You're out whatever money. You're not going into the Super Bowl. No, nobody's paying the price for that.
Yeah, that's what happens. You know, every so often though, you see somebody who bought fake tickets and then they get somebody feels sorry for them and gives them free tickets, but that's a long shot. I wouldn't do that.
Hey, I've always wondered because, these bars are sometimes held accountable for people that are overserved and then bad things happen to them after they're overserved because they make bad choices. We see sporting events like shut down their bars in the third quarter or something like that.
Yeah.
How? Because, look, that's what people do. They show up in the parking lot, they drink a bunch of beer, they go into the game, they drink a bunch of beer, and half of them are completely destroyed by the end of that game.
And where are they going to pee?
Right. There's that. What about the liability?
That is the important question.
What about the liability these stadiums have? Do they have any for serving beer or anything like that?
You know, in California, we've got what are called dram shop laws, which basically prevent a tavern or a bar or establishment for getting sued for over-serving somebody. So in California, no, that's really not an issue. A stadium here is not going to face that. A bar is not going to face that sort of issue here, unless it's completely outrageously egregious and a minor is involved. There's a bunch of complications, but mostly no. The stadiums are not going to face any problem for that.
So next time I'm at a bar, slumped over, and I look up at the bartender, I say, "Hit me again," and the bartender says, "You're cut off, man. You've had too much." I tell him about the Drambuie law. What is the law?
Dram shop law.
Dram shop. You can't get sued if I drink myself to death right here. You think that would work, or?
It might be, but they're going to have the ability to refuse service for anybody. So you could get cut off. It could be. Whatever. It's their call.
All right, let's stick it with the NFL. The NFL doesn't like this guy, Marshawn Lynch. I like him, but the NFL does not like Marshawn Lynch. He doesn't really fit in with all of the things they want their players to do. They fine him for everything he does. He did a 5-minute minimum at media day and just repeated the same line over and over again.
Yeah.
The NFL is deciding whether or not to fine him for the hat that he wore, which was like a beast mode hat. Can they do this? I guess, is this similar to when the guys got fined for not wearing league-sponsored headphones or appropriate cleats?
You know, in the last decade, I have never watched a media day before a Super Bowl, except for Marshawn Lynch. I mean,
well, at least you had plans to watch that, James.
Right. Well, I love the guy just because he's Marshawn Lynch, and these media things are outrageous. Yeah, they can fine him. Of course they can. His remedies are few. He can appeal the fine, and it goes in front of an arbiter, and the arbiter will make a decision to see if the fine is going to stick or not. So it's really, he has limited options. But yeah, they can kind of do it. Like if you go into work and you're wearing a USC shirt and your boss hates USC and says you wear that again, you're fired, you can be fired for wearing a USC shirt again.
Well, I assume, when people try to figure out how the fines work, this is all collective bargaining agreement. It's bargained in that particular agreement between players, the players' union, and the league. And I assume that gets ahead of any laws, right? I mean, unless there's like a violent crime committed or something like that, right?
Yeah, as an employee of the NFL, like a player would be, they're going to be bound by those rules unless they differ from federal or state laws, and that's pretty broad. So the NFL has a lot of latitude to levy these sort of fines.
All right, James, I'm glad you're here just for this because I want to answer this question with my lawyer present because this question was sent to me via video by a dad whose child, I guess, is described as our biggest fan. And
Right.
Here is the question straight from the young man's mouth.
Hey, Petros, did the dog really bite your balls?
One more time just to make sure.
Hey,
Everyone
Petros,
hears-
did the dog really bite your balls?
And then maybe just a third time with it all put together.
Hey, Petros, did the dog really bite your balls?
And I'm just gonna answer this right now with my attorney present and say no, the dog did not really bite my balls. But if it did, if that dog bit my balls, 800-881-2021 is the number I'm calling. James,
That's right.
anything else to add on that?
No, I think we're good.
Is there any truth to the rumor that is going to be your new ringtone?
It is now.
All right.
It is my new ringtone now.
We'll send that along. Sweet James Bergener and Justice with Sweet James. Enjoy the game in the place that you don't know where you're going to be.
Awesome. Thank you, Petros and Money.